very, very special guests that just insisted on being on the show today.
Me and Gavin.
Me? Her name is Me?
No, I'm Ella.
Oh, that's Ella, and that is Gavin. They insisted on being very special guests today to discuss investing in all seasons, which you all actually, there's videos coming out soon of Ella and Gavin showing their Moola accounts. And let me just tell you, their Moola accounts are very, very impressive. So I'm very proud of them. Ella has a very special announcement. And do you want to go ahead and reveal it to everybody?
We got 100K subscribers.
That is very true. Moola crossed 100,000 subscribers on YouTube sometime, I think, late last night.
Yeah.
So congratulations to the whole Moola team for all your hard work in everything that you do. Welcome. This is the Moola Morning Brew, and you guys are welcome to hang out as long
Featuring water.
Yeah, just water today though, no coffee. You are welcome to hang out as long or as short as you want to. Okay, so you can sit there all day or you can head out, whatever you want to do, okay? There's no obligation. They're excited about that. Great to see you all. Just water today, no coffee. Got back from the Sunday bike ride. You can maybe see the bike hair a little bit. I did take off the bike jersey and put a normal shirt on, just for the sake of everybody else involved. But so thankful that you all are here today. I want to chat about, along with my two co-hosts, who will just quietly sit there in the background, I guess. We have four kids. So four. This is two of them. The other two, Sophia would love to be on it.
Crying.
I hear Sophia crying. Sophia is the inspiration behind who's already set up Sophia, the autopilot investing Ella has. Gavin, have you set up Sophia in your portfolio yet? No, Gavin needs to set up Sophia. You need to set it up. Sophia stands for Savings Optimization and Personalized Help for Investing and Advice. Essentially, Sophia is your smart investor on autopilot. And you know what? It's so fascinating. I wanted to share this. Since we launched Sophia last week, we've had a ton of you set up. I could say set up a Sophia account. It's enabling a feature within your account is the proper verbiage. I'm so impressed by so many of you who set up your Sophia account, by the way. And I reached out to a few of you to see how it's going, and everything's going great. And many of you said, hey, listen, I trust this Sophia thing more than I trust myself. I thought, wow, so that's pretty cool that we can build that technology behind it, because wealth shouldn't be just for the elite. Success shouldn't just be for those that find themselves in, or whatever it is. Like, you can purposefully find ways to build success over time. And that is what we talk about so much. As we talked about last week, we talked about the millionaire mindset. This week, I want to talk about investing for all seasons. I was just reading Barron's in the Wall Street Journal this morning, and the majority of the market believes we are in what's called a bullish market, meaning the market is going to continue to go up. So the market believes, right? Yet there's also a subset of the market that says we're in an AI bubble. I think we talked about that and kind of debunked the AI bubble a little bit last week. There's a segment of the market, you look at people like a Ray Dalio, who I respect greatly, you listen to Ray Dalio, you think the world's coming to an end sometimes. But he's got good points too, that our country does have too much debt and has increased our spending. And that's not a political statement by any means. It's just a fact. The numbers are the facts with that. At the end of the day, this is the important part I need you to remember. And I know we're only a few minutes into this, and some of you are just hopping on. Hey to everybody that just hopped on. Check in the comments. Say hi to Ella and Gavin, especially. They want you to say hi to them in the comments. Whether you are a doomsdayer, whether you are the eternal optimist and think everything is going to the moon, or whether you're, like myself, somewhere in between. There's not a right or a wrong way to be, but there is a way to make your portfolio, your investing for all seasons. And some of you are even thinking like, a portfolio? Jason, the first is coming up next month. Pop says hi.
Hi, Pop.
That's my dad. He says hi, Ella and Gavin. Pop's watching.
Yay.
It's pretty exciting, especially for Ella and Gavin. you can set up your portfolio. And again, when I say portfolio, I literally mean, like, and some of you are thinking, like, it's the first next month. How am I even going to pay my mortgage? Right? We talk so much about investing, just even small amounts. You see on Fridays, we do our $5 a day challenge. Like, these are things you can be doing. You can be starting small. Ella and Gavin have started small. They've each got a little over $100 in their account. Gavin, you'll see in a video coming up, how much were you up on Roblox, Gavin? Like 120%? He was up like 120% on investment using the Moola meter, mind you. It'll be a fun, cute video. It should be coming out relatively soon. But we are not trying to make a bunch of day traders. In fact, I've got some research coming on this soon that day trading really doesn't work. It creates what's called a gambler's fallacy. Gambler's fallacy says, it's like in basketball, they say you have the hot hand. That's a fallacy, meaning that's not true. He hit the last 3 shots, so he's got to hit the 4th one. And gambler's fallacy works the opposite way too. People will say, I've lost 3 hands of blackjack in a row. I have to win the next one. Well, no, you don't actually. That's not how odds work, as a matter of fact. I've got some interesting kind of gamification and studies coming to Moola to help you understand that better and understand your portfolio allocation. And that was really the reason behind Sophia, the automated investing, to help make those decisions for you, to utilize artificial intelligence and other technologies like machine learning as well. Thank you for agreeing with me, Ella. She's over there just shaking her head like the audience in the background. Thank you for the affirmations. But to leverage technology to put your investing on autopilot, right? That is what's so crucial. To leverage that technology so we can maximize every dollar you put in there. Because one thing I want you to realize is every dollar you invest, I know it's precious to you and it's precious to us here at Moola as well. Mr. Wonderful, he's the bald guy on Shark Tank. He always talks about his dollars are like soldiers, and he sends his dollars out to battle, and he expects them to capture other dollars, other kingdoms, and bring their dollars back to him as well. I thought, what a good analogy. So when you think of every dollar that way, every investment as the goal of bringing back more dollars along with it, you think about your investments differently. And we're going to be teaching a lot about that. But if we're talking about invest in all seasons, how would you position your portfolio now? Let's just talk. You have to see what camp you fall into. If you find yourself, or maybe you categorize yourself in the younger demographic, or even to say better, you have time to run, meaning you've got 15, 20, 30 years, more so 20 to 30 years, until you're going to be looking to do a retirement, and you have a high risk tolerance, and you believe America is going to keep being America and keep being great, how do you invest? Well, I'd encourage you to have a position of your portfolio in something like crypto. And gosh, you can do crypto any number of ways. You can do crypto as simple as just doing an ETF, which is what we recommend right now in Moola, although we are working on some crypto solutions for you all as well, some very, very smart and safe wallets, because crypto is so confusing. And we have a problem in the financial services industry of naming things. Crypto sounds creepy. Blockchain, no one knows what that means. Cryptocurrency sounds even creepier. It's really not a currency per se, at least according to the SEC as well. You have to think, and I don't mean to turn this into a talk about crypto. When you are looking at any crypto token, I'll say, you have to look at it as what is the underlying technology behind it. Behind Bitcoin, it's something called SHA-256. Yet many people don't even realize or understand what SHA-256 does, right? If you look at Ethereum is actually, to summarize it without getting too nerdy, it's the tokenization and the payment rails behind so many different things. XRP is trying to become a ledger. It hasn't totally worked out its business use case just yet. There's technologies and businesses behind a lot of these. And that's what you have to look at, and that's what you're betting on, not just buying Bitcoin because your friend told you to buy Bitcoin, although it could be good advice for you in that particular season, right? So you have to think about those. And truthfully, Bitcoin is really a bet on energy. And we'll be talking more about this. We have ventured into some Bitcoin mining, or as Ella calls it, the farm.
The farm.
The Bitcoin farm. Bitcoin runs on energy. And without energy, without miners, there is no way to validate the blockchain. That's, again, topic for a whole nother day. I need a whole hour just to break that into plain English for you. But the big bet on that is truly energy with that. Now, you're battling AI data centers for energy now too, right? So there's some weird balances that are happening. But if you have a greater risk tolerance, you need to be thinking about some of that as well. You need to be thinking about some crypto in your portfolio as a smart way to go about that. You need to have some equities. Now, I'm not encouraging you to go all out on one particular stock or whatever that may be. You can certainly work to diversify what you're doing. You know, in my case, majority of my equities are in an S&P 500 ETF. And I've got between 5 or 10 stocks that I believe, and I use the Moola meter, and I hope you use the Moola meter when you're choosing stocks. I use the Moola meter, like Gavin used the Moola meter to pick Roblox. And as you'll see in the video, I told him to buy Chipotle, but Chipotle is his only down stock, and the Moola meter said, don't buy it. Dad said buy it, and that was a mistake, right, Gavin? You'll see it in the video. But I grabbed 5 or 10 different individual stocks in addition to my ETFs. I try not to overlap too much, but it's hard to buy things that are not also on the S&P 500 in that ETF. They're just, remember, the S&P 500 is weighted. What does weighted mean? When you buy, like Moola recommends VOO as the S&P 500 index fund because it's it is not actively managed, meaning it just tracks the index. It means there's not some guy on the other end that has his hand out along the way because he's been managing this fund. It just mimics the S&P 500. As things come on the S&P 500, they pop on. As things fall off, they sell them off, etc. By buying one thing, you own 500 very, very small pieces of 500 companies, very small pieces of 500 companies. But even the S&P 500 is weighted based on market cap, meaning the largest portions that you would have of an S&P 500 index fund are things like NVIDIA, Microsoft, Tesla. These are going to be the heavy hitters. Berkshire Hathaway, which is our buddy Warren Buffett. Those are what's most weighted. In fact, NVIDIA makes up probably, I don't have the numbers in front of me, maybe 1% of that. Whereas the other things that just hopped on the S&P 500 might make up 0.01% if you're number 499 on the S&P 500. So yes, you own 500 of those companies, but 500 micro slices of those companies. And the goal is that when some are up and some are down, it evens out and it just continues climbing up. It's really a bet on the US economy. And what you'll see, something like a VOO is typically up over the past 30 years about 8% annualized out. Good years, bad years, it evens out to about 8%. Who wouldn't like to go get 8% on something? Because your bank is not giving you 8%, not even when interest rates were great. And by the way, we're probably cutting interest rates again next week. So watch your bond yields, watch your interest yields. Yes, even your Moola high yield savings is going to have to pull back probably a quarter basis point just so we can keep pace economically as a business while still blessing you guys as well. So those are the things you have to watch and manage as well. Let me tell you something. Here's what does not work. The crazy ends of the spectrum don't work. The crazy end of the spectrum over here where I'm all in on one asset and yes, if somebody was all in on Bitcoin in 2012, they could argue, look how smart I am. I'd call it quite a bit of luck. You look at like the Winklevoss twins. Those are the ones that, whether they did or didn't, if you saw the movie The Social Network, they claim to have given Mark Zuckerberg the idea for Facebook. They do, to their point, have a court judgment that paid them some money that said that essentially. But Mark Zuckerberg is still a little wealthier than they are, although they're doing very well. They have their own crypto exchange. They basically took their winnings from that court case and bought Bitcoin with it and are billionaires today because of that. Is that smarts? Is that luck? It's probably a combination of both. But that is the rare, rare case. You cannot base your investing strategy off of someone else's strategy that was right for them. Then there's the crazy opposite end of the spectrum of the person who just says, and I see this a lot, and this one breaks my heart in particular, my cash under my mattress is safer. My cash in the safe at the house, or the safe deposit box is safer. My cash in the bank is safer. Let me tell you, it is not. We just had, thank you, Ella. Ella's just my agreeable, almost 11-year-old. The inflation report, maybe you missed it, it's not the only report that's come out during the government shutdown, just came out, and it said inflation was about 3%, which was actually in line with expectations. But if the world is inflating, meaning our prices are inflating at 3% annually, your cash is not doing that. Your dollar is still a dollar. Does that make sense? So what that means is your dollar, I mean, if you really want to do the math on it, to buy something for $1 would now cost $1.03. Your cash under the mattress is 3 cents per dollar less valuable. That adds up, right, as that continues along. Whereas the S&P 500 along that same time period gained 8%. Your cash under the mattress is losing 3%. There is a big delta there of about 11 to 12% that you're missing out on if you're cash under the mattress. Listen to me. You have to put your money to work. I'm okay with some cash reserves. We keep a little bit of cash in our safe just because it's a hedge, right? It is 0.01% of our net worth is kept in cash. Very, very, very small amount. But we do have a little bit of cash. We do live in a beautiful place, but there are things like hurricanes and stuff. And when we had a hurricane and the power was out for 2 weeks down here, the only way to buy stuff at stores was with cash because their point of sale systems were down. The internet was all clogged up. The LTE networks were clogged up. And cash was the only way to buy stuff. You keep cash for those sort of situations. Now, I'm not one of those weird, sorry if you're one of those people. I just called you weird. Sorry if you're one of those people, not weird, rewind, that wants to have their bomb shelter and prep and their food rations. And you know what? More power to you. I'm not one of those people. If Armageddon comes, we won't get into all that. We won't go down that route. Anyways, keep a little bit of cash, but your net worth should not be stored up in cash. Your net worth should be working for you. The reason I love like an index fund is even for those people that need to be making a little bit of cash, you're still getting a dividend every quarter. You could choose to reinvest that dividend, or you could choose to deposit that dividend into my bank account every 3 months. Like, you can still create the cash flow. So people want to say, if I tie it up in the market, I'm tied up in the market. That's not true. Your investments, even in an index fund, can be liquid in a few days. Now, there's capital gain taxes and other things we have to talk about, but if you really got in a jam, is there a bug, Ella? There is a bug. You see Ella's face? There's a bumblebee right over here. Ella's moving for the bumblebee. Your money in Moola, assuming it's been in there for a few months and working for you, when you sell, it can be liquid in 72 hours. And by liquid, I mean like back in your bank account in 72 hours. It depends when you did the deposit, when you triggered the withdrawal, business days of the week. We still unfortunately work in a society where we have to just go Monday through Friday, although Moola is working on trying to fix some of those things as well for 24-hour trading, 24-hour investments, 24-hour deposits and withdrawals as well. But that's how I want you really thinking. Now, yes, some things are illiquid. Your house is relatively illiquid with the exception of doing a HELOC, but even trying to get in a HELOC is 30 to 45 days of doing that until you're in it. So there are different little aspects of this. But These are the things. Pop said to pet the bee. Don't be afraid of the bee. He's right here, Pop. Ella felt so bad the other day. She was swimming and she killed a bee and she cried. She wants to be a vet when she grows up. That's why she's setting up a Moola account so we can send her to the best vet school, which of course she was researching the other day and found the best vet schools in England. Coincidence, right? She wants to leave us far away, huh? We got plenty of time to talk about it. Gavin's not too scared. A little bumblebee just hanging out. Anyways, you can invest for all seasons. You can find investments that work for you based on your risk tolerance. Listen, yes, they're cutting interest rates, but there's still nothing wrong with some bonds. I was just helping my father who's watching this do some investments, and he's in some bonds as well. He's also in some crypto, right? So we can have this balance of risky assets and safe assets, short-term, long-term, to create balance. Whether you're 60 years old or whether you're 30 years old or you're somewhere in between watching this, you can find balance. I want to leave you with some encouraging words. I'll let you get back to enjoying your Sunday. First off, if you're not already using Sophia, Ella, tell them about it. They need to use Sophia, right?
Sophia's so cool.
Ella said it. Sophia is so cool.
Listen to me. It's so cool.
Sophia stands for Savings, Optimization, and Personalized Help for Investing Advice. Sophia is your auto investor, all on autopilot. You make a deposit, a specific deposit, $100, $1,000, whatever it is, into Sophia. Sophia makes the trades on your behalf. Sophia is not day trading. Sophia is doing long-term positions based on 56 different factors using the Moola meter, including personalized facts to you as well. So I encourage you, set up Sophia as well for that all seasons portfolio. Because it may feel like summer, maybe even fall right now, harvest time, but there's going to be a winter. Winter is coming. But we get through winter, right? And with winter comes spring. And your Sophia portfolio, whatever portfolio you set, you need to set it up in a manner where it can manage that. Sophia does it for you automatically. If you're still setting up your own portfolio, maybe, it'd be fun. Put $1,000 in your Moola account, $1,000 in the Sophia side as well, 2,000 total, and compete against Sophia. See if you can out-invest Sophia. I'm all about that. It's a fun competition. Sophia's up for it. Sophia, by the way, in RL, in real life, is our 17-month-old, who I hear crying right now. Maybe that's JJ the baby. There's so many kids here, I can't even keep track of them all. That's JJ, Ella said. There's so many kids here. This is why we need you guys to set up a Moola account, just so we can provide for these 4 kids. Because they're expensive. I'm teasing. Listen, we're so thankful for you all. Thank you for helping us hit 100,000 subscribers. That is we did that with our last business. We did it now with Moola, much, much faster. So that's 2 YouTube awards, Ella.
Yay!
Pretty exciting stuff. So we'll get that. We'll do a unveiling of that when that happens. So listen, thank you to everybody. Do subscribe to YouTube here. Go download Moola if you haven't already. Activate Sophia. Ella wants you to watch the video. It's called See How Sophia Works. If you don't know,
Sophia's in it.
because the real Sophia is in the See How Sophia Works video. So she's pretty cute. She waves to everybody in the video. So you can see that. So listen, have a blessed, abundant, outstanding rest of your day. I'll see you all back next week. I'll send you a text again so you remember to tune in and watch. Spend some time with your family and spend some time putting one foot in front of the other to enable your best financial future. Have a blessed day, everybody. We'll see you. Bye. Whoops.